highlights of the news of yesteryear.
Finale in the fall of France. It's June 1940, and German tanks roll across the flatlands of France toward the Channel and new victories. Shells from nearby German guns had heralded their advance, blasting and burning Allied equipment, and so sudden and fierce is the attack that wrecked Allied machinery of war slows down the Nazi advance. But the Huns roll on to Dunkirk. High overhead, hastily mustered French pilots fight a losing battle. German planes machine gun Allied troops who are trapped hopelessly between gunfire and the sea and wait for aid or death. It's all over for this British Spitfire as German power in the air knocks out another defender of Dunkirk. German cameras made these pictures of German conquest. Here the dock area, a mass of twisted steel. Germans drag anti-tank guns into position for a counterattack which doesn't come. At the waterfront, battered Allied evacuation ships that didn't make it, and Allied equipment, abandoned in defeat, crowd and clutter the beaches. French defenders, for the most part, stayed so that parts of British regiments might escape and come back to fight another day. Concentration camps await these prisoners. Nazi troops turn from devastated Dunkirk and make a move that surprises the world. England, just across the Channel, seems in easy reach, but the swing is south toward Paris and the heart of France, and all resistance is smashed. First the Marne, where the Hun was halted in World War I, but now opposition is only sporadic and confined to house fighting. Nature's last bulwark before Paris is no obstacle as Nazi troops reach the waters of the Marne, where the war in 1918 bogged down to a stalemate. The steady drive of armored columns is swift and easy. Buildings fired by retreating French troops light the smoke-filled way. All the French leave the invading Hun is the scorched earth and ruins. Victory behind, Paris ahead, as the Nazi hordes roll on toward the capital of France and the Eiffel Tower, symbol of the France of other years, other wars. Days before, Paris was declared an open city, and German soldiers marked this most unusual of victories, the most usual of ways. Germany's flag flies over France. Paris is at last in German hands. There's rejoicing in Berlin as these scenes are shown, for Hitler is keeping his promise to the German people that Nazi troops would march in triumph down Paris boulevards. The Führer's promise was no idle boast. The Compiègne railway car, where Germany admitted defeat in 1918, is the scene of German victory in 1940. It's 3:15 p.m., June 21st, and Hitler and his staff enter the famous railroad car to dictate the fate of defeated France. Goering is here, and von Brauchitsch, Raeder, Rudolf Hess, and von Ribbentrop. French representatives arrive to hear Nazi terms. For France are Generals Hunziker and Bergeret and Admiral Leduc. The terms gave Germany all of France, north and west of Tours. On June 21st, 1940, Herr Hitler danced to his own victory march, later to go down to death and defeat.
Most sensational circus performer. Ugo Cecchini, one of 7 sons of a Peruvian painter, who introduced to America the breathtaking stunt of being shot out of a cannon 180 feet through the air. And here's the act of received such tremendous acclaim from press and public, the operation of which is a family secret. Now take a look at the human cannonball in slow motion. Hugo is in the barrel of the cannon, his brother Mario in charge of the firing device. Later, a sister Victoria did the act. But that's Hugo you're watching now. The man in the cannon, Hugo Zacchini.
Yesterday's newsreel brings you one of the greatest soprano singers of all time, Amelita Galli-Curci. Shown here at a party for kindergarten children, Galli-Curci made her debut in Rome in 1909. Her American successes began in Chicago in 1916.
This is Dr. Charles Mayo in light suit, who with his brother Will founded the famous Mayo Clinic. In 1922, when these pictures were made, Dr. Mayo was in Washington to attend the airing Mrs. Warren Harding. Dr. Sawyer, Boone, Mayo, all of whom were called in to help the president's wife in her fight for life. Dr. Mayo founded the world-renowned clinic in 1914.